have Kriti Pradhan, who is co-founder of Shabd AI. Shabd AI is a language intelligence platform enabling organizations to connect with India's multilingual audiences seamlessly. An experienced communication professional with expertise across internal, external, and digital communications, Kriti blends strategic clarity with the art of storytelling. She will be in conversation with Rachna Nath, Senior Business Advisor, Intuary Consulting. After nearly 3 enriching decades across PwC, KPMG, and Microsoft, having built businesses from the ground up, led complex P&Ls, and guided organizations through waves of digital and industry disruption, Rachna today partners with leaders looking to do more, which is combining strategic clarity, technology foresight, and culture led execution to drive meaningful, measurable growth. Over to you, Nitin.
Hi, good evening or good afternoon, everyone. I know a little tired, sleepy, but I hope we are able to share some anecdotal journey with you, what we both lived, and probably you can get to learn from that, and instead of reinventing the entire wheel. So, over to you. So, do you want to start by? Okay. So I'm Kriti. My startup is Shabd AI, and I have my partner here, Swati. She's the founder, I'm the co-founder. Shabd AI is basically a multilingual content organization. We both come with 20 years of individual experience in communications, branding, marketing. And that's how we kind of ventured into this space where we said that there is a need for little method to madness in the translation space, in the multilingual space, because the future is video, voice, and vernacular in India and globally. Audience wants to hear in the language that they prefer. But this is only possible when you have tech to sustain and scale the business. And therefore, that's how Shabd AI was born. It's been 2.5 years. We have 40 plus marquee clients, bootstrapped, profitable, but that's the story we have. And we have, like they say, a long way to go. We have our North Star, and the journey has just started for us.
Great. So I'm Rachna, and as you can see, I'm not the typical startup, person who you expect to be like. I've in fact invested in a company where the promoter is 18 years old.
Wow.
Right. So coming from there, I've been in the industry now 30 years. I started my career with PwC, KPMG, Microsoft, and it's a very personal journey I've had of entrepreneurship. I remember my father, he was an entrepreneur. And when I was in class 12, I told him I'll do engineering only if you allow me to join your business. And he said no. And he said no because the business he was into was largely very labor-driven, trade-driven, and he didn't want his princess to be able to, go through what he was going through. And I didn't do my engineering after that. I did my honors in mathematics, then went ahead and did a master's in computers, and then did the usual drill. And as luck would have it, just a month before he passed away, he told me that I should have got you into my business. And somehow that thing always stayed with me. This was 2008. It took me 16 years after that to start my journey with the entrepreneurial journey. And last year was when I, sort of started that. I had seen him struggle a lot, when he was building up his business. And I was very sure that when I get into something which is entrepreneurial, I want to work with company like his, mid-market companies, and help them marry their business requirement with technology. So what we go and do with our customers today is not necessarily hardcore technology, but I call myself a, strategy whisperer in a digital era, where I make sure that I work with my customers not only doing their growth strategy or ESG strategy, but helping them use platforms and technology to be able to do it faster and more agile. I personally believe in that Amrit Kal that India has, and we have time till 47, and the demographic dividend that India has. And I think this is the right time for us to build entrepreneurship at scale. So very soon, I'm talking to a co-founder of mine to see if we can launch a platform. And that platform, when I say, is not going to be just a tech platform, but an ecosystem where we can help people actually, become entrepreneurs, and do it at scale, because India needs entrepreneurs and not just job seekers, is what I have always believed.
That's exceptional. And with a raise of hands, I just wanted to understand how many of you really want to take up this entrepreneurial journey? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's great to see. So you guys need to catch Rachna after this session, because she has so much to share and especially from a learning perspective. My only one bit to you, and that's purely I'm sharing from my personal experience, is that the only thing in life you guys should not have is regret. I wanted to do this. What stops you? And like Saundarya said in the previous session, and I was really enamored and inspired by what she said. There's nothing stopping you. Just imagine if you take that step today towards entrepreneurship. If it doesn't work, it's a learning. But just imagine if it works. It's purely, you can take it as a gamble. But if it works, then you can go all the way. So that's the only thing I would probably like to kind of share with you as such. And Swati and I, my partner and I, we've seen a lot during this journey of how there are several no's that you will hear. There are several, we'll see, you will hear. But the moment you crack your first client as an entrepreneur, it just spirals. The only thing you have to make sure is whatever value you're creating is not just for yourself. It's for people around you who are there. So for me, my team who's delivering at the back end, we make sure that we are delivering that value. It's not just value for Swati and me, but it's value for the people in that ecosystem, because they are your spine. So never forget them. Make sure that you create value for all the people around you.
No, which is great. And I think the startup you've built is fabulous.
Thank
you. I'll just talk a little bit about
Sure.
that. So when I joined Microsoft, my boss came and told me, do a 3x strategy for Microsoft India. And one of the things that I found that we are really not doing, and this is, I think, 2018, I went and told them that we need to work on regional languages.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because whenever we are talking about entrepreneurs, we always think about a product, that I have a product, I want to go to the, let's say the community, to the industries and sell the product. What we forget is that there's a pain that we are solving for the customer, and that pain, identifying the pain that we are solving, is one of the most important things.
Right.
And the second thing is that you need your distribution system to work in an amazingly efficient manner. If you are selling a product, it should be your supply chain. If you are doing tech, then it is your ecosystem of your partners, your let's say developers, your all that you have. Now, coming back to Shabd.ai, when I was talking to customers, one of the biggest issues that they had was going to the semi-rural and rural areas, because not everybody in their distribution system knew a local language.
Correct.
Right? So when you create something like a Shabd.ai, you are actually empowering the entrepreneur on the other side to be able to get a larger market to work on.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I think while most of the businesses I've created as part of, let's say, a PwC or a KPMG out there, having said that, I think there were 2 or 3 things which always stood by me. One is, what is the pain I'm solving for? The second has been, what is my ecosystem looking like? And third thing, a lot of us, we ignored as startups out here, is what is my financial model? How do I make money?
Correct.
right? Because we are so passionate about the product out here that we forget that we also have to make money. So the stickiness that you create for the customer actually creates the money. Having said that, I think there are good days and there are bad days.
Absolutely.
But you have to wake up every single morning and show up.
You know,
You-
you've touched such a beautiful point, because in entrepreneurship, like you said, there are good days, there are not so good days. Perseverance, okay, you have to keep it in mind. You have to continuously, consistently work towards it. Results will follow. If you have the right intent, if you have your North Star, and we have it very clear with us. But one last thing I would want to say is, keep this word away from the conversation, which is ego. A lot of times, founders, co-founders, they struggle because of the decisions when they are taking. There is a constant ego that's hovering around. Please keep it aside, thinking that you have a common vision. If you don't do that, we have enough examples in the ecosystem where there are successful startups, but they have failed simply because of this. So please make sure that you focus only on your business, on creating value, on ensuring that you are focusing on your North Star and consistently working towards creating an experience for your customer. Then there's nothing that can actually stop you from being successful.
So I started my, entrepreneurial journey 30 years into the industry, and I understand there are a lot more people who are non-entrepreneurs in this room. So I just needed to understand: are you doing a job? Are you students? Students here in the room? Anyone? People who are doing jobs here? Yeah. So just one thing, even when we are doing our job out here, we are entrepreneurs in our own self. And the reason I'm saying this is the companies I worked with, and I started my journey in 1994. I think some of you were not even born at that time. But, when I started my journey at 1994, I had customers who are still people I know. Right? And I've been, let's say, godmother to their kids as well. So, and it doesn't come, that kind of a stickiness doesn't come if they hadn't found value or, something in working with, me out here. But one of the things that I've always made sure when, I worked and I was in a job myself was that why am I doing what am I doing? Even on my day one, I wanted to know and I started my career writing a code. So if I'm writing a code, what does it do for my customer? Right? So never forget that whatever you're doing for your customer today creates your network in the future. There are customers I have gone and said possibly, to them that, oh, by the way, I think you'll be CEO one day. And the day that person became a CEO, the first message was to me, saying that, Rachna, you always believed in, my capabilities, right? So whatever you do in life, do it with a purpose. And believe me, you will love your job. And I know there's a lot of conversation which is happening around that 996, 9 to 9, 6 days a week. But ask any entrepreneur, they're doing 14 hours a day. Or probably 7 days a week. So when you have a purpose, you will enjoy whatever you're doing. So whatever you do from your heart, and it shows in the product that you create. And that's something I've always told my team, that whatever you do it from your heart, and it will show in the product that you create out there.
That's such a powerful thought, Rachna. And this is something that we both believe in as, running Shabd AI. We work Sundays also. And, believe you me, I have a daughter. My partner has 2 kids. And, there's my husband and, the whole family ecosystem. But put yourself first. When you're doing something and when you're running an organization and you're responsible, we are responsible for payments to 75 people who are dependent on us. Put yourself first, because you're going out there, you're getting the business, they are your spine, they are delivering, and make sure that you pay them on time. Look after your people very well. And this is something that I shared with Rachna, and this is a borrowed line, but we believe in it strongly. कि मजदूर की मजदूरी उसका पसीना सूखने के पहले उसको दे दो. So make sure you pay your people before, once they deliver, you have to pay them on time. And I think that's a very strong way that you create value and loyalty towards your organization. So, I don't want to be preachy here, honestly, but everybody has their own journey. But if you have something in mind, just don't have any regret. You start today. You begin. You set a timeline for yourself. Because if it works, it will work wonders for you. And you won't feel like that you're working for someone else. You're working for yourself.
Yeah, so true. And I love that line that you told me. And I'm going to quote it for sure. But I think we've been very preachy out here. Just a one-sided conversation. But would love to hear actually experiences, comments, something that you want to share, something that you want to ask. This is a sharing platform. So if you have a story to tell, if you have an experience to share, please go ahead and do that.
Or even if you have a question for them.
I think we've been too good or we've been too bad in that sense.
I think you've covered it all, huh?
Sure.
You have women who are successful entrepreneurs. I'm sure people aspiring to, yes.
Hi Rachna, hi Kriti. It was great listening to you both. I consider myself an entrepreneur as well as I work a full-time job because I also have freelance gigs going on as my side quest. I'm a marketer by profession. So one question that I have mainly is when you were building Shabd AI, what was the biggest roadblock that you were constantly facing, or do you still face, and how did you overcome those, and what tips would you give to me?
Sorry, can I know your name, please?
I'm Aanchal.
Aanchal.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for asking that question.
Yeah.
And I think there were several roadblocks. One was in our head itself. When do you take that plunge? And when do you start giving yourself 100% commitment? But my partner and I, Swati and I, had a conversation and we said, if we don't believe in the vision and we don't believe in giving 100% commitment, I think no one ever will. And that's how we just took a plunge. So that was the main roadblock. And after that, there have been several, but we would rather call them learnings, along the way. And genuinely, I'm not being preachy, I'm genuinely saying that every time there's a crisis, every time there's something, she and I turn around and tell each other, oh, this is a learning for us. And we make sure we don't repeat that. But, it's very important to start your journey, that's one. Move your mind, keep it very focused. If you get a co-founder, that's a very big advantage. Okay, because you need an anchor to support you, hear you out, trust you with decisions, work along with you. Even if you don't stop, just start the journey. And learnings keep coming. How you make that into an opportunity for yourself and how you are there when there is a little bit of a gap to help your client build that bridge, I think that takes care of it. So no roadblocks, honestly. They're all learnings for us, but we've managed to build this organization and it's just been 2.5 years, but yeah, we have a long way to go. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely, and that was beautiful. Thank you so much. I look forward to staying in touch with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the time?
Hi, I'm Navya. I'm currently working at a firm. I just have one question to Rachna. She just mentioned that she was working in a firm earlier and then she had to quit. So, what were the thoughts which were going at the back of the mind while you're quitting the job, or was it the confidence in your product which you're going to build next, or was it more like I'm not built for the job which you were doing back then? So, yeah, what were your thoughts back then?
So, sorry, your name, please?
Navya. Navya.
Navya.
Yeah.
So the first thing was that I will not be able to swipe my card like I always want, I do. At the end of the month, it gets credited. The salary gets credited, and this time, till I make that credit to my account, it's not going to happen. So, to curtail my expenses. But on a serious note, it's scary. Let me be honest. It's scary because you don't know what the future holds for you. But what gives you that confidence is the fact that you believe in yourself. I really believed in myself, and I knew it's either make or break. I didn't have a plan B. When you have a plan B, that's the time. And I hear a lot of people saying you should have backup and you should have that. I didn't have a plan B. For me, there was no choice. And that's the mindset I went with. And that's how I'm sitting here today. And I'm happy to answer that question. But it's not an easy road. So just be very, very prepared for that.
And frankly speaking, there are a lot of naysayers and people who are telling you that you're crazy. You've earned money and you're blowing up money. But if that's something that you really believe in, go ahead and do it. I always live for that last breath I will take on this earth, and I don't want to regret and say, oh, I should have done this. I might succeed, I might fail. But then, I don't want to tell myself, acha, ek aur janam lena padega to become an entrepreneur. No, not at all.
And that's so important,
I'll just give you an anecdote. There was when I decided to quit Microsoft, take some time and think through what I was doing. One of my male, ex-colleague advised me. He said, "You women are very good, right? Even if you leave your job midway, you can easily get into working for NGOs." And I was like, "Excuse me? I mean, I do work for NGOs. I have nothing against them. But then, I can have my own wish. I can have my own plans. I can be doing something." And he thought I was crazy trying to do something after 30 years of being in the industry. So, suno and let it just pass.
So suno sabki karo mang ki.
Yeah.
You have to, just believe in yourself. I think that's the point where your journey begins.
Absolutely.
And it's never too late. In your 20s, in your 30s, and they say like 40 is the new 50. So just go ahead and do.
Languages that we are very rich in. This was something which was definitely required and which will be on a very growth path going forward. I think one thing which I would want to understand is like when you were thinking of Shabd AI, how did you plan to, there are three things which is in front of me as a problem statement: whether to register as an organization, whether to create the product, or whether to work upon the execution. So how did you decide that what to pick first and what to pick second and third, and then what worked well for you? Did you at any point of time did you think that, hey, I could have swapped it or I could have pivoted it, and then you redid the same?
What's your name, please?
Shikha Gupta.
Shikha, so by the way, I complimented you outside. I love your shoes.
Thank you.
See, it's never you do things one after the other. Okay, and which is why I always say that this entrepreneurial journey is full of ups and downs, but you do things simultaneously. And one of the jokes I always tell everyone is, my partner Swati, she's sitting here very sweetly taking a video. I tell her she was the one who actually started thinking about it, because she was an entrepreneur before also, and she used to bounce off ideas with me. And we never had this thing, we were working professionally. And she popped the question, professional question. And I said yes, because I'm a very spontaneous person. Having said that, when you build an organization, you build it from the ground up, right? But you start thinking of multiple pillars, but they can't work in silos. They all talk to each other. So you're building a team. You're building a solution for something that the client is willing to pay, and you're also building the product, and all this together, all these things happen simultaneously. They cannot happen one after the other, and therefore the first level journey is extremely like a roller coaster. You will not know what's going to hit you from where, but it's just that, and that's why I said, to have a co-founder is extremely important, because in this journey, when you have a co-founder with you, it just becomes much more livable. Let me put it that way. But again, the journey is very individual for every startup. It cannot be a lift and shift model. You can have learnings, but it cannot be like that. So to answer your question, everything works in tandem. It's like, you're playing music. All the instruments are being played together to make a tune. And that's how you kind of build the organization. But don't forget the people, because they are the most important part of this journey. So when you create value for everyone around you who's there in this journey. Yeah?
Thank you so much.
All right. With that, we come to the end of this session. Thank you so much, Kriti and Rachna. I'd request you to stay on stage for a minute. Jayalakshmi, Soundarya, would you? Thank you, Kriti and Rachna, for bringing your insights to the table. Lived experiences.